every single story, every single novel, film, and TV show create a fictional universe that has the same underlying principles. And if we look at those principles, we can better understand our own lives and the real universe. And I think that Pixar allows us to do this the easiest because it doesn't try to look real. It's not trying to trick us into believing that this is an actual real world, with talking dogs. It's very clear that these dogs are just cartoons, and there's no attempt at making us actually believe that this is a reality. And so when we look at Pixar, we notice some similarities between every single film. And those similarities underlie the nature of reality. And it's very clear to see in Pixar. So what we see in every Pixar film is we have a single consciousness, the writer who wrote the film, who imagines the consciousness of many people, in this case, the characters in the story, and those consciousnesses, which take the forms of animals, humans, mythological and imagined creatures and aliens and the whole spectrum of all of the animated movies they've done, even robots and cars. So consciousness inhabits these forms, and these characters who we're watching on screen are dropped into this reality, and each character has their own karma based on what the creator imagined came before the movie begins. So there's many characters, and they are each living out a reality based on what came before them and based on what all the characters and everyone else in this imagined universe did before the movie started. And this is the nature of our reality. We are living in a conscious universe, one consciousness, many consciousnesses inside of it being birthed into life, and we are seeing each of us playing out the cause and effect of what came before us, as well as everything anyone has ever done and how it affected this moment in our lives. And when you see a dog or a robot or a car character in these Pixar movies, they are using all of their artistic skill to bring a spark of life to these characters. And that is what makes us who we are. There is a light and a glimmer behind the eyes of these creatures, these cars, these robots, these aliens, that we all recognize subconsciously and intuitively. And we recognize that there is life in this creature, even though it's just pixels on a computer screen. We sense a presence there. And that is really the nature of all of life on this planet, that there is a consciousness inside these living things. And it's not the body which dies, it's this spark of life inside that creates this point of consciousness to experience this world, and we are all dropped into it, and we all get to live in the effect of all these causes that happened before us and creating our new cause and effects. And the beauty of Pixar is that by showing us a car talking, we intuitively understand what consciousness, what a sense of self is like. And it's not the body, and it's not the experiences. It is this point of consciousness, this center of awareness. And it all plays its part inside the one consciousness of the universe. And the reason I say there's this one consciousness, this sea of consciousness, in which imagine a electrically charged environment. And whenever there is a electronic device that runs on electricity, that it is brought to life when it is in this field, that a computer can turn on once the electricity and the right circumstances and events exist to bring this computer to power. And this is that unifying field that we all exist in. This is why conscious perception of particles makes matter. And this is why matter changes when consciousness is nearby. And the only way that waves of energy collapse down into particles of matter when a consciousness is present is because consciousness fundamentally impacts our universe, because the universe is conscious. There's no other way for consciousness to affect energy and matter unless there is a consciousness on the other side interacting. And so there really is this magical, mysterious consciousness that we see all around us that shapes our lives. And when there is a physical body present that is able to hold consciousness, that consciousness collapses down and creates that point of awareness. And this is why the universe looks like the map of a brain. When we see the trails of dark matter and dark energy throughout the universe, and it looks just like a neural network, neural pathway of the brain. And this is why when we look down at the soil beneath our feet and we see this mycelium network of fungus that connects all living things in the ground, that looks like a neural pathway of the brain. And we see these neural networks all around us because consciousness pervades the universe. And consciousness has a will to live and experience itself. And that we can learn from Pixar.